So, babe,
Oh, we started?
babe, I know what I want for my birthday.
No.
What? You haven't even asked me what?
No.
Well, you don't know what it is, though.
It sounds expensive.
It's just a subscription to Toni Storm's OnlyFans, babe.
No.
Why not?
See, we weren't even going to go there, and you went there. Now you definitely ain't getting shit for your birthday.
Why?
No, because
Listen,
you said,
babe.
No, you said it. You
So
said it.
you're telling
No.
me Toni Storm showed up here and said, "I'm gonna fulfill your girlfriend's wish, and I'm gonna have both of you." You telling me it's a no?
That's different from paying money to go see the chick on the fucking computer, because that's all you're really doing.
It's got to start somewhere.
No, because it ain't happening. So fuck that.
What up, everyone? It's your homegirl Ivy, and you are
Muffinman.
Of
what? Of Muffinman Pictures?
Yes.
There you go.
We're
asking me for a Toni Storm OnlyFans fucking subscription shit for your birthday. See, I was gonna get you something nice. Now you ain't getting shit. You fucked up.
You fucked up.
Pretty much, yeah. There you go.
So, like I said, we're here for another rousing edition of Rawrrzone Wrestling. The good, the bad, the ugly.
And the fuck ups.
And the fuck up. Like, is it really a fuck up? Just because I want to see what's going on with that Toni Storm. Listen, man. Did you not see that promo for this shit?
It's called Pornhub. You could get it for free. Yes, I'm promoting Pornhub over fucking paid subscriptions for fucking porn.
I mean, listen, I'm pretty sure you've paid for some type of porn back in the day.
No, it was called LimeWire. I'm that old. I don't care.
Shit. Fuck you.
LimeWire, or I'll take it back even further. Napster.
You could download porn off Napster?
Yeah.
What?
Because I'm nice like that.
So that's where we were in 06.
Yeah.
Alright, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're here, Rawrrzone Wrestling. First and foremost, rest in peace to Scott Hall, aka Ray the Ramon, who passed away Monday from a heart attack complication that stemmed from
a surgery that he was doing. He had like 3 hip. Yeah, he had like 3 heart attacks during the surgery.
Which was crazy. Kevin Nash had taken to social media when they were saying the time has come. They're gonna pull the plug. It's a really heartbreaking story because you literally had like all of America waiting to see if Scott Hall was gonna die or not.
Yeah, no, it's pretty heartbreaking. A true legend in the sport. One of the best promo guys out there when he was really on his game. You know, it's a really, really heartbreaking story of his passing.
I mean, people don't know he was the first founding member of NWO alongside Kevin Nash.
He also cut the first promo on the first Raw ever.
Oh my. So much in rich history, and like you see from the overwhelming testimony from people, like he was just a genuinely good dude. And it really sucks, especially as we get older and we idolize these people, and they're slowly just going away.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get older. Like people start passing away. It's just sad that it had to be this way that he went away instead of just by old age.
Yeah.
We all know his history. We all know the stuff that he did, but we also got to give it to him because he did clean himself up. He really was a inspiration to a lot of people on just that note alone in later generations. That, you can make mistakes, but you could actually rectify them and get yourself back to where you want it to be. Because we all know, it's sad to say he did look pretty bad through some of those years, but after he cleaned up, the guy looked great. Especially look at him during his Hall of Fame speech for the WWE. The guy looked fantastic for his age. It's just sad that this is the way that he had to go.
And it's more different, and thank God that the media didn't put no fucking COVID story around it like they do with everyone else. Like, oh, they do with Danny Tanner. They're like, oh, Fucking Bob Saget died and had a seizure from complications with COVID. Like what?
Yeah, in all honesty, I'm seeing it happen less and less today, just because there's other stuff going on in the world that COVID's kind of got put in the
Yeah,
back
Ukraine
burner.
happened. That's what happened.
Yeah, but again, it's rest in peace to the dude. He was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, especially since we shared the name. And
Razor.
no, the Ramon part.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah, but it's sad to see him go. It really is.
Preserve your history. Protect all your legends. Previously noted, Thunder Rosa won the AEW Women's title from Britt Baker in a steel cage match during the March 16, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite. In a video, Baker responded to the claim that the thumbtacks used in the match were fake while showing her battle wounds. Normally, I would never do this, but you guys are pissing me off saying the thumbtacks we use are like gimmicked or fake or whatever. This is where the tacks go in the skin. And this is what happens when they slide around or slip out or slip back in. So kindly, while she wrote it with the asterisk, she wrote, so kindly fuck off.
Yeah, looking at the pictures, in all honesty, I think what she's saying is legitimate. Like you could really, they don't look photoshopped or anything, or they don't look like they were gimmicked in any type of way. Like you could actually see holes in her skin, and you could see that it was her skin that had those holes and everything. So I don't know what the basis is.
But there was no need for the thumbtacks. It was a good match.
I get it, but
it was a great match.
I get it, but I guess they wanted a little bit more drama in the match as well. Even though you could literally say this was like a part 2 to this type of match between the two of them. Because remember, they had the lights out match that Thunder Rosa also won too.
But what was the need of the thumbtacks though? Because in the end of the day, it was already. They could have gotten damn near bloody if they wanted to.
Like I said, I think it was just for the drama. Like it was don't get me wrong, it was a hell of a match. The match was spectacular. Those two are two of the better women performers out in wrestling, period, in my opinion. Especially if you look at Thunder Rosa when she goes into the independent circuit, like she performs. But like I said, it's just added drama. Look at what happened with Cody Rhodes and the whole flaming table. Which wasn't really necessary. It was just drama that was added. But it was an entertaining match. I can't really say anything bad about it. Like if people are bothered by whether the thumbtacks are real or not, like why? It's sports entertainment. They're there to entertain us, but at the same time, we got to make sure that the entertainers are safe. So it really doesn't matter.
Now, speaking of being a sports entertainer, you saw that how Jericho responded to being.
Oh, now calling himself a sports entertainer is the classic heel turn for Jericho reinventing himself. Like this is how he keeps himself relevant even at his age throughout all the years he's been wrestling.
But are they not sports entertainers regardless?
They are, because at the end of the day, whether it's WWE, AEW, Impact, New Japan Wrestling, any of those promotions, Ring of Honor, because now they're supposedly Tony Khan's actually going to do a weekly spot with a Ring of Honor show. At the end of the day, they're there to entertain us. They're literally sports entertainers, just like everybody else that plays any type of sports. They are there for the entertainment. Yeah, there is a lot of skill when it comes to wrestling, but at the same time, like I said, it's just there for our entertainment. That's how they make their bread. So am I mad that he's calling himself that? No, he's calling himself what he is, a sports entertainer. But, the thing with why people at AEW, in terms of the fans, are having such a big problem with it is because the whole thing with AEW is it's all about the wrestling at the end of the day.
Is it supposed to be about the fans?
To them, it's about the wrestling. The wrestling itself, the skills, what they actually allow, because there are a lot of moves that people use in AEW that you will never see in WWE. They feel that being able to be a skilled wrestler is what's going to bring the fans into the building. So At the end of the day, it's all about the entertainment, but they're trying to do it through a different philosophy, and the way Chris Jericho is presenting himself now is against the philosophy that they're trying to portray over at that at AEW.
So, there's been stirrings in the WWE world as well as the AEW world that Cody Rhodes has now signed officially with WWE under the Raw brand, which they're saying is an estimate for him to appear on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Now, please, we know that this might ignite some very angry fans by talking about this, but according to NoDQ.com, they were talking about if Cody Rhodes would be a sellout for signing with WWE after all the things he said post his exit back in 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
No DQ also did put a disclaimer that if he signs with WWE, this is not the thoughts or feelings of NoDQ.com before the title ends up being clickbait and takes out of context. They wrote here, before we share our unwanted take on this, let me be clear with something. Cody Rhodes has changed the landscape of the wrestling industry. His efforts help pave a new path for wrestling fans like myself, who have been long jaded with WWE's product. In many ways, he truly did start a revolution, and I'll always be grateful for that. As an AEW fan, I've been there since All In 2018 to their first Dynamite and beyond. I've attended a live show and have put hundreds of hours and hundreds of dollars into this brand. Cody Rhodes has been a large part of that. That being said, by definition, if he signs with the Evil Empire, he would be a sellout. And let's not get the two ideas confused. There's a difference between being in it for the money and deprioritizing your wealth a little in the name of your core values. We're all socially conditioned to be in it for the money. And that's okay if it's being made, honestly. But when you attach morals and values with it, your situation becomes complex. By definition, sell out, a betrayal of one's principles for reasons of expedience, or as Wikipedia better put it, selling out or sold out in the past tense is the common expression of compromising a person's integrity, morality, authenticity, or principles in exchange for personal gain such as money. Cody's messaging over the past few years has been brutally honest about his former employer. Let's dig into a few quotes from past interviews and promos. From Cody's 1/19/22 Dynamite promo when he gave a shout out to CM Punk's pipe bomb for planting seeds of what would have become a wrestling revolution. I carried every ounce of anti-monopoly sentiment on my shoulder. In quotes, WWE, I held every grain of revolution in my hand. He and Punk gave one of the most important addresses in the history of our sport. We're not in the business of renaming people. Reed Dragon graduated hip toss class with flying colors. You've been conditioned for 20 years that any title that doesn't have the word world in it is a secondary belt.
All right. So here's my take on it. If Cody Rhodes would have went through all these years without saying a thing about WWE and just re-signed with them,
there wouldn't have been
there wouldn't have been an issue. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you're after the money. At the end of the day, yeah, AEW right now is the second largest promotion out there, especially after the acquisition of Ring of Honor. But WWE is top dog right now. So yeah, if you want to get top dollar, you're gonna go to WWE because they're able to pay top dollar. That's what they're there for. They're pretty much the high standard in terms of high value contracts that there is in the industry. But considering throughout New Japan Wrestling, throughout Ring of Honor, even when he did they did the pay-per-view that was just the Elite. Even when AEW first started and he was the VP. Like, look, remember that one promo when he came out for, I forgot whose it was against the match that he smashed the throne that Triple H used in WWE. You talk mad shit, and now you're going to the person that you talk mad shit for. Yeah, I get it. Like the money was probably a lot better compared to what AEW was willing to pay you, but at the end of the day, you talk shit, so you got to take the title that comes along with it by being called a sellout.
I just feel like this whole Cody Rhodes thing just was one episodic drama.
Personally, at this point, I don't care.
I feel like he should have went somewhere else. While I know there's not much where you could go after you do something like you did at AEW, but make something like you were telling me that one time that he's gonna get the push and then he's gonna fizzle out, and that's not fair because a lot of people are already talking about him getting signed and he's gonna fizzle out like yesterday's news.
Well, you know what it is? A lot of people, because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of wrestling fans out there, but let's call a spade a spade. A lot of wrestling fans are out there only watch WWE. They don't watch none of the independents. They don't watch the Impacts. They don't watch the AEWs.
Yes, but
so a lot of people are going to know him as what he used to be, which was Stardust. Because really, if you talk to a good chunk of the casual fan of WWE and you talk about Cody Rhodes, they'll be like, who? But when you mention Stardust, oh, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I know that guy.
The guy that fought off against the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Multiple times, if we talk about it.
You know, and it's sad because he took a lot of time while he was away from WWE to build up his brand. Hell, he was part of the second coming of Bullet Club over in New Japan Wrestling when Kenny Omega was the leader of Bullet Club.
But you know, he pulled a name bigger. I don't want to say bigger than the Miz, right? But they're both doing stuff on such a high caliber level that I feel like once Cody goes to WWE, they're gonna dumb him down again, and that's not gonna be fair for all the work that he put in.
And I agree. And again, this is why at this point I just don't care. But at the same time, I get the move because in all reality, everything that he could have done in AEW, he did because of the stipulation he had with Chris Jericho when they first started.
The one that said he couldn't compete for the AEW title.
Yeah. So, in all honesty, he did everything that he could. And in him doing that stipulation, he was slowly but surely turning the fans against him. And he refused to do the heel turn. In all honesty, if he would have done the heel turn and stayed at AEW, he would have still been golden. He would have still gotten that pop. Yeah, it would have been the booze, but it would have been a pop at the same time, just a pop of booze, which kind of sounds weird right now, considering that also can be said when you want to pop a bottle. But hey, let me not talk about that. But
can you just imagine though what happens if he goes to WWE, right, and gets that pop and it's a pop of booze? Then what the fuck on all that point then?
That's why I said in all honesty, this was a fuck up on WWE's end and on Cody Rhodes' end to play it the way that they did, in my opinion. You know, I'm not saying you got to agree with me. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying what I think they just fucked up the entire situation. Because people, there are a good chunk of people that are still excited about him returning. Those that are really in the know. But then there's the people just that are like me, where it's like, okay, this is cool at the very beginning when this first broke, but now it's kind of like, just get this shit over with. Like, I don't care. Let's move on.
Like, I know Mikey would tell me, like, he would get mad excited. Like, he's been waiting, like, during the last few Monday Night Raws just so he could make a pop.
Like I said, it's...
And especially with Mania happening, no, I don't think anyone was going to see that happen. I think when they're talking about, like, waiting to the Raw after Mania, once they figure out who's the actual champion for the unification, that might be his time to come in.
Well, that's another thing. They don't know if he's going to actually debut in Mania or he's going to debut in the Raw after Mania. Because now the speculation is that he's going to be the secret opponent for Seth Rollins. Okay, that's cool. I don't care. At this point, I just don't care. Like, there's no build up to it. There's no real motivation behind it. It's just like, okay, Seth Rollins needs an opponent. Let's just throw somebody in there. That's how I see it right now. But again, I'm part of that segment of fans that are just like whatever at this point about Cody Rhodes and him debuting at WWE. Like I said, it's my opinion. It's not everybody shares that opinion, and that's respectable. Some people are huge fans, or some people are really just want to see that first person to cross over from AEW to WWE, which is fine, no problem. Yo, mad respect. I'm just tired of it.
How do you feel Mania is gonna turn up?
Personally, I think it's going to be one of the worst Manias ever.
But that's what we saw when Mania was gonna be 2 days in a row.
But this is what, the second or third time that they're doing it 2 days in a row?
This is the second time, because
Yeah.
remember last year they did it with Gronkowski when what's it called? Was last year the one with Gronkowski?
No, that's yeah. This is the third time they're doing it 2 days in a row.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, and the reason I say that is because they're finding way too many filler matches for the 2 days. Like, I think Mania should have just been one day, how it's always been. It'd be this spectacle that it always has been, because we all know that
it's supposed to be the biggest day of wrestling entertainment. It shouldn't be 2 days in a row. And I'm sorry, like, let's call it spade a spade. Those that talking about because we're older now, like, bro, that takes away the whole excitement of it, to be able to stay up for the whole experience. That's WrestleMania. Like, you by putting it 2 days, I feel like you're taking away the magic that it is. Like, the first time did they do it pretty good when they had like all those theatrical main events? Oh yeah, like the one with AJ Styles and the Undertaker.
oh yeah,
Or Bray Wyatt and John Cena and the Firefly Funhouse.
That was dope. That was probably either my favorite or my second favorite match for that Mania, and it's between that one and also the AJ Styles versus Undertaker, because I believe that was his last match.
That was his last match. That's what called. I feel if it was any match that put him to Hall of Fame status, it had to be that one, because I honestly like that match more than I did the him and Reigns one.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to talk bad about Roman Reigns. He's been doing his thing, and
no, I'm not talking bad about him either. But even the Undertaker said it himself on the last ride that he didn't want that to be the last match. He's always talked about AJ.
Well, you know what it was at that point. Roman wasn't the Roman that we know today, because he was still at when it was that Undertaker match versus Roman. A lot of people felt that Roman was being pushed onto us.
Yes, I feel like he's still being pushed onto us.
I don't feel it as much now, like him doing the heel turn with his little staple with his two cousins, with Paul Heyman. It's a hell of a lot better than what he used to do, in all honesty. Like, I like this Roman Reigns. Like, he's more entertaining now than he's ever been throughout his career, in my opinion. There have been people that are huge Roman Reigns fans from the get-go. I liked Roman Reigns for a long time. I just always felt that he was missing something to really have people behind him, and I just think he found it when he did the heel turn and became what he is now, the tribal chief.
I still think Brock has the chance to get it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like they're gonna tap Reigns out during Mania.
In all honesty, and I'm pretty good with my predictions. This one I can't predict, because it literally can go either way. It's either they're gonna. The only thing that's really certain is that they're gonna unify the title. That's the only thing that's really certain. Who's gonna have the title? Who knows?
But who? Let me ask you a question. Do the Usos have a match at Mania?
I don't think so. Not yet, anyway.
Hey Siri, do the Usos have a match in WrestleMania 38?
Okay, I found this on the web for do the Usos have a match in WrestleMania 38. Check it out.
You had your phone on the upside down this entire time, didn't you?
So apparently it's wait. So according to comicbook.com, 238 plan to talk about holding the titles from once a year and Rim, blah, blah, blah. Then Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura came to address the Usos and declare themselves as the next SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Boogs was limping and had a whip around his leg and had a wrap around his leg and knee, and the Usos called him Peg Leg Pete. Jimmy then said if Boogs can beat Jay in a one-on-one match, it can have a match for the Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. They got a referee and started the match, but then Jay went after the injured leg. Then Boogs pulled off the wrap around his leg and revealed he wasn't hurt. Huzzah! And it seems like they tricked him into getting a title shot. Boogs locked in a bear hug and then lifted Jay high off the ground before slamming him down, and then lifted him again and delivered a military press with 10 reps before putting him down. Nakamura kept Jimmy busy, but after a kick, Boogs punched Jimmy and got him off Shinsuke. Jay tried to capitalize, but Boogs caught the super kick and then lifted him up for a Boogs cruise, and that sealed the deal, giving the team their win and a shot at the tag team titles. Shinsuke Nakamura!
All right, let me put it this way. All right, two things are going to happen. And this is based on whether the Uso brothers win or lose that match.
Okay.
If they win, Roman's going to retain. If they lose, Roman's going to lose. Because I think they're going to, if they're stripping the title from one, they're going to strip it from the entire staple. That's what I think may happen. Can I be wrong? Absolutely. But that's the feeling that I have. Because remember, when they did lose the titles for that, I think 2-3 weeks, Roman had a lot of close calls of losing his title too. So that's why, where my mindset is with that.
Okay. So we've gone through there. My man Giannis, though, the Greek motherfucking freak, reigning in from Greece, was here celebrating 316 Day with us, walking up to a whole press conference with an Austin 316 shirt and a fucking beer after the game.
No, man, props to him. He's a huge wrestling fan, and he's proven it time and time again. He's always being seen in wrestling events and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. He's a fan. Let him celebrate.
Nah, I'm loving it, though. But see, this is what I love, right? When the celebrity shows admiration, and instead, so I'm not saying all celebrities shouldn't try to be wrestlers, because Logan Paul is trying to talk about being a full-time WWE wrestler.
Please, no. Please, okay. God, no.
But I like fans like Giannis that actually show their support. Like, if I want anyone to come back and be a wrestler in the WWE, it needs to be Bad Bunny so he can do the bunny fly one more time for me.
The bunny fly?
The bunny fly.
What the hell is the bunny fly?
So every time he jumps off the top rope and claps someone, I call it the bunny fly.
So it's a you thing.
Yes.
Nobody knows about this but you.
So when Bad Bunny jumps off the top rope and gets somebody, that's when he does the bunny fly.
No, the one move that I give him the most props for, because it's a hard move to pull off, is the Canadian Destroyer. That when he does that shit pretty much almost perfect. Like that, like he has that dedication to really learn how to wrestle. Like he got taught by Damian Priest, because even Damian Priest said it in an interview. Vince McMahon gave me that responsibility to make sure that he was a passable wrestler, and I did whatever I had to do, because I knew if he didn't work out, that was my ass. But Damian Priest did a hell of a job making sure that he was a hell of a wrestler for his match. So big props up to Bad Bunny. I can't say anything bad about it.
I'm very happy about Bad Bunny. Like, I would love to just see him come back again, honestly.
No, there's always that possibility.
Like, I need that to happen. Like, he needs to get some type of run, and then for some reason, I need to see him versus Rey Mysterio.
I think you're taking it a little too far.
Why? Not for a title, obviously.
No, but really, Rey Mysterio?
Or like Dominic. Come on. It could. Come on. Listen, Bad Bunny, if Britt Baker could be a dentist and a WWE wrestler, he could be Bad Bunny and a wrestler.
Yeah, but remember, Britt Baker has her office in Florida, so it's a stationary position. To be a musician and a wrestler, that's tough, especially with all the traveling
The
and
fuck
everything.
Jericho did it all his life.
Yeah, but every time Jericho went on tour, he took a break. So you never saw Jericho on tour while also wrestling. So
Okay.
there was a lot of like pauses within Jericho's career because of it. Which he did it. He did it successfully. He has a really great single in Judas that's still popping today.
Judas.
But that's how it is. So in all honesty, yeah, he could do it, but it'd be in a part time basis. He wouldn't be able to fulfill it full time.
Bad Bunny for King of the Ring 2023.
I could see it. He got the skill. Just not Logan Paul, please.
Please, anybody but Logan Paul. Why you decide to have Logan Paul in the WWE? No.
In all honesty, I think he's the face of why I feel that WrestleMania this year is just not going to be that good.
You know, I look forward to McAfee versus Theory, right?
Versus Siri?
Austin Theory, yeah.
Oh, Theory, not Siri, because you said Siri.
I have a list back, goddammit.
Theory.
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 You said it Siri again.
Theory.
See, you said it again.
I have a list. The fuck you want from my life?
I'm just saying.
You're a dick. That's why.
So the whole Pat McAfee thing, he's already proven that he can wrestle. He did it in NXT a couple of times and really showed out. So I think it's going to be a pretty decent match.
I like you say his promos suck. I actually liked it.
All right. My thing with the promo was the energy was there, just the way that it was carried out was like, because I just feel that it was the typical celebrity promo that a lot of celebrities are coming in for that one match, always cuts, saying. So wait, let me finish. Sayings from past wrestlers, because he was doing that at the very beginning, and it was like a very generic promo in that sense. The energy that he was putting out there, loved it. The actual wording of the promo, that's where I had the problem with.
Are you a grammar jerk too, like Michael Boston?
It's not that I'm a grammar jerk. It's like, be original. That's my problem. Be original about it. Don't go doing the typical celebrity promo that a lot of these celebrities, when they come in, do. That's where I had the problem with. But the energy he was putting out, hats to him. You could feel that energy even through the TV. It's just the wording. That's all.
Man, I just feel like because not all celebrities gave the same promo as he did, because Johnny Knoxville cut a promo against Sami Zayn the same night on Friday, and he sounded like an evil, maniacal, mwah, ha, 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 ha. Like, you're telling me everything goes? What? I made my whole career of doing the most dangerous shit to my body. The fuck you mean anything goes? That's like a child's play to me.
Well, it is what it is. Like, I just feel that this year they're oversaturating it with celebrity matches and whatnot. Like, one is cool. I look forward to it. But right now, if you really want to count Pat McAfee, because he's not really a wrestler either.
No, but he's a commentator.
He's a commentator, ex-football player. Let's call it for what it is. He's an ex-punter that became a commentator who enjoys wrestling. And I give him his props. He's living the dream just like Bad Bunny did. He actually put in the work. But Logan Paul, please no. God no. That was like, what the hell are you doing? And then the Johnny Knoxville, he can do he's done a lot of dangerous shit. We've all grown up watching Jackass.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that doesn't equate to physical prowess that he's gonna need, along with being able to handle a lot of that dangerous shit that he's already done.
So my thing is this Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville match going to be the Jackass match I always wanted?
Could be, or it could be a huge disappointment.
Like it was for Royal Rumble?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It could be the Jackass match that we've all been waiting for, or it could be the highest disappointment of the night. In all honesty, the thing with Johnny Knoxville is that the dude just doesn't fit the bill in terms of his physicality. Like what he's done on Jackass, yeah, a lot of it is a physical, takes a physical torment to your body. But at the same time, it doesn't really involve you moving around. A lot of the times, he was just placed somewhere and then launched to somewhere else. If you really think about it, all you're doing is sitting down. So that's my thing with it. Like if he's really putting in the work, then great. I'm hoping the match succeeds. But who knows what he's really doing right now?
Now, our last topic of the day, my love. So, we talked about it when Jeff Hardy resigned from WWE.
Well, it wasn't.
That.
Can't really say he was resigned. He got fired. They fucked up. They tried to get him back, and he said no.
And then he turned down the Hall of Fame. But he finally opened up about the incident that led up to his departure. Via NoDQ.com, while appearing on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, Jeff Hardy talked about the incident that led to his release from WWE. Certain things happened from a reason. Subconsciously, that was maybe the smartest thing I've ever done. Guided by something higher than me, I'll say. The best way I'll describe my journey the last few months at the E with like glimmers of hope. Maybe I still do have something. The last glimmer of hope was Survivor Series, which was really good. It came down to me and Seth Rollins. I was killing it, almost won, and the crowd was so behind me. I felt like one of the most popular baby faces in WWE because the crowd was so with me. Then there were other times I felt like a ghost, roaming the halls like, why am I even here? I don't feel important. I kept doing my deal and would show up and do whatever they wanted me to do. I never been a politicker, so I don't go out of my way to try to get a certain spot or achieve a certain status. That night in Edinburgh, Texas, I finished with Heat. I took Heat and I said I'm ready to go. Went over the rail, disappeared into the crowd. Naturally, they think I took something like drugs or whatever, but I didn't. If I was that bad, I should have never went out there. That's the way I see it. I saw just another unpredictable thing I can do and then get away with it. It was more serious than that. Again, it was one of the smartest things I've ever done because everything worked out so perfectly, mainly because my first day in AEW, I felt valuable for the first time. The care and the love I was shown, I got chills thinking about it. In WWE, it felt like they just wanted me to keep me to sell action figures. I put so much love and joy into painting my face, and when I see it come out and immortalize an action figure, I'm like, that's why I do this. It's so cool. That's one thing I'm super excited about AEW. My first action figure with the face paint.
Can you blame him?
No.
Like he was being jobbered so often in WWE. Like I felt, in all honesty, that the reason they kept him as long as they did was because they wanted to keep him out of AEW and being away from his brother.
Like I just didn't like the last time they had him. I think it was the match versus Sheamus, the bar fight. I hated seeing him go through that.
Yeah, that was using his demons for entertainment, which in all honesty was it was a low blow. It was a low blow towards him.
Fucking sick.
But WWE is going to do what WWE does. They're going to use whatever means that they can to sell tickets. Look at how many times they brought up dead brothers or dead people within it, or they've used the passing of certain.
I'm surprised they honestly didn't use Scott Hall's death this week.
Well, it was during it was during the show, so they couldn't. They didn't really have time to do something about it. But in all honesty, like, yeah, it was a great move for him, especially when they tried to tarnish his name, saying that he was taking drugs, and he really wasn't, and he was asking for them to release the drug tests that came out negative, and they were really reluctant to do so because they didn't want to admit to them fucking up, and then tried to make up for it by giving him the Hall of Fame status. Like, in all honesty, he should have been Hall of Fame years ago.
Him and his brother.
Exactly. Like, they've revolutionized the tag team division, in all honesty. But
you know that you used to watch wrestling and Friday Night SmackDown because you wanted to see the Hardys do something. I'm sorry, when they came back to WrestleMania after they were part of Impact for a while when the Delete thing first started.
The Delete thing started in Impact.
When
After that, they went in the independent circuit for a while because I believe they won the Ring of Honor tag team champions for a little bit, and then before they left, they relinquished them.
Yeah,
they lost that match, and then
they came to Mania
and won that one.
The tag team
Right.
champions there. So no lies though, when they popped over there where the New Day was the host, I was snarking out. I was fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, because it's that nostalgia that they bring. Even people in today's age, and I'm talking about like this younger fans. Damn, I feel old saying that. No, they know the Hardy Boys. Like they're history makers. Let's keep it real. They created history. They're really the
Team
innovators.
Extreme.
They really are the innovators of the ladder match.
Team Extreme.
Like there's not anything really bad you can say about them.
Yo, WWE. This is what we learned today. Stop fucking up, B.
They're never gonna stop fucking up. They keep fucking up. Look at what they did with NXT 2.0. That shit is trash now. I'm sorry.
I mean, you want me to tell you what their ratings are right now?
Piss poor.
So, according to so as we can tell, we follow NoDQ.com. Shout out to the people over there. How USA Network reportedly feels about NXT's 2.0 recent viewership numbers. So far in 2022, NXT's been averaging between 551,000 and 685,000 viewers on the USA Network. During the Matt Men podcast, Andrew Zarian commented on the numbers. They're doing good in the ratings, 620,000-ish. Not doing terrible. USA is kind of happy with this. Had a conversation with someone on Tuesday from USA, and they're like, yeah, we're fine with the 6 something. Because listen, even though that slammed the roster with like NXT being how they were doing the 700,000, USA doesn't care if there's some WWE guys there. They just want ratings. I think they're just happy for 6 something because that's like a big show. That's a decent range.
I don't know. I just
we're
feel
settling. The networks are settling.
It's trash. I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, look at what they're doing now. Dolph Ziggler is the fucking champion of NXT.
I mean, better he be a champion at something because he wasn't gonna get that outside of the tag team champions.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. They wanted, like, it started out as a developmental brand, turned into an actual brand. Especially after that Survivor Series, where it was the 3 brands against each other.
They should do that for this year's Survivor Series.
And then NXT 2.0 became a developmental brand again. Why the hell are you bringing main roster people to the fucking NXT to win championships? Leave it for what it is. If you want it as a developmental brand, leave it at that. Let them figure it out. They have coaches. They got people that are teaching them in the backstage. They got the choreographers back there to help them out. Let them do their thing. Don't bring these main rosters over here because you don't know what to fucking do with them. Because let's keep it real. They don't know what to do with Dolph Ziggler right now. So they're having him play. Or Bobby Roode. So they're having him doing their thing in NXT.
Just release their contracts. Just fucking do something good for them. Release their fucking contract.
Yeah. Might as well. Look at all the people they already released anyway. It's like, it's sad what they did with NXT. That's what I think about it. When Triple H and William Regal were running that thing, and Shawn Michaels is still running it, but when Triple H and William Regal actually had a say in that promotion, it was fire. Like, yo, they were doing things that, in all honesty, AEW is doing now. They were doing a lot of moves that you've never really seen before because they had that creative freedom. Now it's just like another show that's there on another night, and who gives a fuck?
And that was it, everybody. That's Rawrrzone Wrestling for this week.
Again, who gives a fuck about NXT? That's how I'm going to end. I'm sorry. Like, yo, that's my rant. Like, they really shitted on NXT. I don't care what that does me as. Like they really shitted on it. Like I don't even know what to say anymore. Like they ruined Tommaso Ciampa, who during his independent days was a fucking monster. They ruined Keith Lee once they brought him back. Once they brought him up, they ruined a lot of people in that freaking promotion. It's like what it's a shell of what it used to be. But yeah, that I guess that's it for my rant and us for today.
Yeah, but we do want to shout out our sponsors for our Get Raw 5th anniversary concert, the Jabba Tears podcast and the Dirty Heels podcast. We want to thank you guys for being our sponsors. And if you haven't already, please click the link in the bottom to follow them, check out their podcast as well as our podcast and other episodes. You could also catch us on the Dominus TV app on your local Fire Stick. In the meantime, babe, where can they find you?
They can find me at Muffinman Pictures or Muffin_man718. And they can also find me on TikTok. The previous two were on Instagram. They can find me on TikTok on Muffinman Pictures as well. I actually started putting content out there, so it's getting there. So I'm going to shout it out.
What's up, everyone? So you can find us everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Anchor, Amazon Music, iHeartMedia, wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. We are distributed in a few different countries. We got a lot of good things coming your way. Announcements of an exclusive interview will be coming out soon. So in the meanwhile,
yeah, looking forward to that one.
So yeah, follow us everywhere at Rawrrzone NYC. And this was Rawrrzone Wrestling, and we are out of here.
Later.
Bye.